Hello everybody and welcome to another Marchbank Mailbag. This is a weekly question and answer session with Roy, part of his Up Close Guitar Technique series. Now, a lot of people know and have purchased, thank you very much, the signature plectrum by Roy, which is the PhatBhoyPick. This has gone out all over the world and we've had some fantastic feedback. Some people taking longer to get to grips with the unique angle for alternate picking. So you did a great interview with Rowan about the journey of the PhatBhoyPick and how it came about and how it gets made and all the rest of it. But I think what people really want to see up close is how do you use the three angles of the PhatBhoyPick. So that's the first question. It's kind of a part A, part B question. And the part B bit is how does he feel it can benefit alternate picking?
Right.
So there you go.
Okay. So first on how I use it and how I find it beneficial for myself. Okay. Well, first of all, the tone is important. Okay. I found with the trailing edge picking techniques that the tone wasn't as clear as I would have liked it to have been, but I didn't really know how to make it any better because I liked the idea of holding my pick at that angle to the string.
Parallel to the string.
Well, getting there.
Yeah.
I liked the idea of holding my pick at an angle to the string, but I didn't like the tone it was producing.
Okay.
So the normal pick that I had before, I think I started out before I really got into alternate picking when I was about 16. The pick was flat, obviously, and it was a 2mm pick, and the sound I was getting was like, let's see, this. Had I scraped it, when you hold the pick at an angle, that's the tone that gets produced, but I was looking for the tone more pronounced and clear.
Yeah, that's definitely.
As you turn it, you can hear.
You get more of a scratch.
Yeah. I sat down and I thought to myself, how am I going to go around about compensating for that movement? Because I felt that angle was really helping my alternate picking, and it felt more relaxed. Hold my pick that way, which was upward angle picking, or what it's become known as slant picking. So I thought, well, if I make each side of the face kind of, if I could camber each side so that the face itself was parallel to the string, that's essentially the idea of the PhatBhoy, is like to keep the pick parallel to the string when you're actually holding your hand at an angle. So it kind of compensates for that scratchy sound by giving it more bell-like.
And why does the thickness of the, it's 9mm, where does that kind of come into this?
Two reasons. Because I pick right back at the saddle, and it's a really trebly, bright sound back there. One of the main reasons was to have a fat pick to compensate for that would be to have it thicker, so you add more bass, which it does do if I can manage to roll off the treble on the amp. It does compensate for that a lot, but also it rolls off the string a bit easier. It doesn't tug in the string as much as a normal 2mm pick would do. It seems that the fatter the pick is, the easier it is it rolls off the string.
Right, so if I can summarise at this point, so I know I'm understanding it properly, you've got a camber on one side of the PhatBhoyPick that allows the pick to stay parallel to the string when you're alternate picking. Yeah. And the thickness of it improves the tone.
Correct.
Right.
As well as having the pick parallel.
And you said you just felt that was easier, that position. So do you think that relieves stress in the wrist, elbow,
Well, it definitely did for me.
Yeah.
And that was the whole reason for...
Because I know that was your whole consideration, was to have it sort of ergonomic in the sense that it's kind of, easier for people to keep playing with it, difficult pieces over longer periods of time, and also just to keep playing into older age.
Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
starting to feel that older age now, at
Me
nearly
too.
50. So I'm happy I've got like an ally on my side. So yeah.
So can you show us using the PhatBhoyPick on the side that has the camber, the one that you've specifically designed for alternate picking on an electric guitar?
Okay, sure. That's still on. So obviously holding my pick at this angle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's right back at the edge of the saddle. I sometimes use the edge of my thumb. Excuse the dodgy nails there. I had to put on nails for the finger style playing in
It's
another
okay,
video.
they're not painted red. Go on.
Aye, they won't be either. Anyway, so yeah, the edge of my thumb kind of rests in the saddle a little bit as I'm crossing the strings. Okay, so. So you can hear each individual note as opposed to that, so that scratchy sound is gone. So on and so forth.
You don't look like you're digging in at all, or you're not looking for like a great deal of purchase.
No. And that side, it should be effortless. It should just glide off the string. So you're not actually digging right into the string. It's literally just a millimetre.
Sure.
Yeah. So.
And this, before we move on to the other two sides of the pick, is someone who holds their hand in a down position when they're alternate picking.
Yeah.
You have exactly the same PhatBhoyPick, but the angles are contrary to the ones on the up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It works the same way. It's exactly the same way. It's just that
Right.
your hand's held in a different position,
Right.
but the edge of the pick is still parallel to the string.
Yeah.
So you're getting the full benefit, the full
Exactly
tone
the same
benefits.
sound. Exactly the same. Just.
In theory, it
Yeah.
should be. Yeah, in
Yeah.
theory, it should be.
Now, yeah. Okay. So it has another two sides.
It does. Yeah.
But when you email us to order a PhatBhoyPick, something that we do which is really important is we send a form back to you straight away saying how do you hold your hand when you angle pick, and there are two pictures to choose from that are really clear.
Yeah.
If you want to send us a picture yourself, of how you hold your hand when you're alternate picking, then that's fine too. But we ask for clarity on that so that we can send you the correct pick for the way you
It's
hold
important.
your hand.
It's important because if you end up getting the wrong pick and you start holding your hand in that position, you've got the pick camber at the wrong angle. You end up making the sound actually worse than it was at an angle when you were holding the pick in a normal position, because you're running the string.
Really easy to clarify.
It is, yeah.
Which way you hold your hand.
Sometimes for some people they haven't really thought about it. I've noticed. So for those people before they order, have a good think about what it is that you're buying and why.
I always send you photographs to help you to help them clarify matters.
Absolutely, yeah.
So moving on to the cone side of the pick. This is quite interesting because you've gone from the angled side, the side with the camber, where it's a very light touch, where the angle just rolls off the string.
Yeah.
But tell us how that is quite converse to the cone.
Well, with the cone, you get much more purchase in the string, so you can really lean into it.
And is this for electric guitar or?
It can be, but it's mostly for acoustic.
Yeah. When would you use it with electric guitar? The cone edge.
It's a choice
Just
thing.
a preference.
It's a choice.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really want to have the note that defined, that it has to be in your face with, really, here. Then you can use it.
You had the cone edged. You designed the cone edge essentially for use on acoustic instruments. So that's like basic guitar, mandolin, bouzouki, anything you can strum or.
It was an afterthought.
Pluck,
It was an afterthought because I'd remember like the old pick before. I forget what they were called. They had a similar sort of type of thing on the cone edge, but I thought, well, why?
Stylus, was it?
Stylus pick. That's what it was called, and it was like quite a shallow camber with a cone, and it would get stuck in the string. But it was really to train your hand to just basically lightly touch the strings and to get your alternate picking up to scratch. And it was a good idea, but I felt that there wasn't enough depth in it.
Sure.
And I thought, well, what about if I just add that to that edge, because it's not being used anyway,
Yes.
and that would be beneficial to a lot of people in the acoustic
Added
department as
value.
well. Yeah, well, you know, you sit in these acoustic sessions and you're trying to fight against an accordion player or a fiddle player, and they're noisy in comparison to the humble guitars strumming away in the corner trying to be heard. Usually you've got to have a little lamp or something, but or an expensive acoustic that helps with that. Or you have to batter it. So I was trying to get away with not having to batter it, but still be heard.
Yeah, so we've had good feedback from both electric and acoustic players, and we've even got a couple of bass players as well.
It's true.
Which is quite unusual, but they're interested in the PhatBhoy. So we've got the side with the camera on it, and we've looked at the cone edge. I think you're going to put up a couple of stills so we can see all these different edges.
See it clearer, yeah.
But you really kind of digging in with the cone edge, or that's the
You
whole
can
purpose,
do.
is to give you more volume, really.
You can do, but because it's got like it comes to a point, sort of cone point. When you strike the string should just roll off the pick. Instead of like if you have a normal pick, you're using it at an angle, it actually feels quite tuggy.
So again, whichever side you're using, it's going to feel easier.
Whatever side, even the other side that's flat like a normal jazz.
Which is one we're moving on to. So the last side is a normal side that you would find on any other pick, but it's on a 9mm PhatBhoy pick.
Yeah, and the edges have that kind of rounded angle onto it, so you can still get a clear note. But you're not getting stuck on the string as it's rolling off. And it's also another important point as well, with all three edges. If you're playing inside picking, it somehow feels like you've got less work to do because of the thickness of the pick. If you're playing an upstroke and say something with the D, and you're going to play a downstroke on the G, because of its thickness it feels like you're kind of closer to the strings. So it's a psychological thing going on there as well when you're crossing from string to string or inside picking, and even over. So yeah, it kind of helps that way. It kind of tricks the mind a little bit to thinking, and I think it does help. Because with the thinness of a pick, you feel you've got a lot more distance to cover.
I can see that. We're talking about tiny measurements,
Tiny,
but still.
Tiny, not even.
Millimetre counts.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So, do you think we've covered everything?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're signing off. From a freeze in Scotland.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I think we should do a Morecambe and Wise. Bring me sunshine in your smile. No?
Yeah.
I'm trying to be festive.
By all means.
Bah humbug you.
By all means,
bah
Jill.
Humbug.
Switching right to Jill now.
No, don't. I've got my dressing gown on, a cup of tea in my hand. So we love you all, and we'll see you next week for Marchbank Mailbag.
Yep.
Ciao, darlings.